My child, something heavy has just been unleashed. In the quiet of a locked room, voices have exploded, shouting, accusing, trembling with truths long buried, and the root of it all is you. A huge fight has erupted in your person's family. This isn't a small argument. This isn't just disagreement or disapproval. This is a war, a spiritual war, between love and fear, between truth and control. And in that storm, your name was shouted. Your energy was pulled like thunder into the middle of it. They didn't want this person to love you. They didn't want them to choose you. They have tried everything to prevent it. They've tried silence. They've tried guilt. They've used shame, secrets, manipulation. They've even tried making your person believe that you were the danger. But the truth has started to rise. And what was once buried can no longer stay hidden. Something cracked, and now the pressure can't be contained. Archangel Michael has entered this battle. He says this is bigger than love stories. This is about truth, destiny, alignment, and spiritual justice. They were being pushed by their own blood to choose silence, to deny you, Torun, to pretend that they never felt what they felt. But your soul has been calling them. Every night, every time they close their eyes, they hear you, they see you, they feel what they've tried to suppress. But now even their family feels it. They feel your presence shaking what they built. Because what they built was rooted in fear, in control, in appearances, in pleasing others instead of living truth. You came like light into their darkness, and the shadows started to tremble. They started to break. They were afraid of that. Because when someone like you walks in, everything that was fake starts to fall apart. Your love triggered healing, but healing hurts when people are used to pain. Your connection is sacred. It was always meant to happen. But the resistance was fierce. Your person tried to walk away. They told themselves they could forget you. They told themselves you were just a phase. But they lied. To themselves. To everyone. And the more they lied, the heavier the energy became. Until it snapped. Until it exploded into this storm. There were raised voices. There were tears. There were threats. There were secrets that came out like fire. Someone in their family revealed something big. A truth they never wanted you to know. And now your person is standing at the edge of a decision they can no longer avoid it. They are being forced to choose, not just between you and their family, but between who they truly are and who they were told to be. The mask is falling, and the real face is ready to speak. You see, they've hidden something from you, something sacred, something painful, something that explains why they disappeared. Why were they distant? Why they kept running even though it hurt them? They didn't run from you. They ran from the chaos that being with you would stir up. They feared they would lose everything. Their family, their name, their safety. But now they've lost something deeper. Their peace. Because peace doesn't live in lies. Peace only lives in truth. And you are that truth. They're being shown signs everywhere. Songs that remind them of you. Dreams they can't forget. Numbers repeating 333, 4444, 11111. Each one a message. Each one a call from spirit. They've even felt your pain, your disappointment, your tears when you cried alone. Because their soul is tied to yours. That cord was never cut, no matter how far they tried to run. They are seeing now that this isn't just about romance. It's about a mission. It's about divine purpose. You were placed in their life for a reason heaven sent. And their family, they know it too. That's why the battle began. They felt the shift. They sensed the alignment. And fear took over. They tried to bury it. They tried to destroy the connection. But you can't destroy what heaven has approved. Your love was written before you were born. And now the clock has struck. The moment of truth has come. They are being asked to rise, to speak, to finally tell you everything. No more hiding. She claimed you were pulling them away from their legacy, from their name, from everything they were born into, but your person stood still. Their head bowed, their fists clenched their soul, screaming for you silently. They said nothing at first because their voice trembled, because their truth was too large to speak in just one breath. But the moment was undeniable. A sacred reckoning. They whispered, "Your name," and the room went still again, like even the walls were listening. Someone gasped. Someone cried. Someone else cursed under their breath. Because they all knew, they all saw it in that moment. This wasn't a crush. This wasn't confusion. This was fate. This was a bond they couldn't understand and couldn't break. The elders called it rebellion. But your person knew better. They called it surrender. They were finally surrendering to what they've always known. Deep down, you are their mirror, their other half, their eternal. And though they tried to run from it, though they built walls and obeyed expectations, none of it worked because the love kept growing louder and louder and louder. Until this moment when it exploded, a voice from the corner. Maybe a cousin said they'd known it all along. They said they saw it in the way your person changed after meeting you. They were softer, they were quieter but stronger in a way no one could explain. Someone else said you ruined them. But your person lifted their head then and finally spoke. They said, "No, you saved me." Those words dropped like stones on the floor. "Heavy true," they said. "You woke something in me that I didn't know I needed." They said you didn't pull me away. You called me home. The elders didn't like that. One of them stood up, his face red with rage. He pointed again, said, "This would end in ruin," but your person smiled, a broken, trembling smile, and said, "Maybe ruin is what we need to rebuild something." "Real," someone shouted. Someone else stormed out, but your person stood firm. They said they were tired of pretending, tired of silencing the very thing that made them feel alive. They said your name again, and it echoed. They said you are the one who sees them fully, not just the good, but the shadow too. They said you loved them even when they were lost, even when they were distant, even when they pushed you away. And that kind of love doesn't come twice. It only comes once, and it changes everything, someone asked. But what about duty? What about legacy? What about family? And your person said, "Love is my duty now. Truth is my legacy now. And you are my family now." Someone cried. Then a younger voice, maybe a sibling. They didn't speak, but their tears did. They understood. Maybe not everything, but enough. Your person walked out of that room, not as the child who always obeyed, but as the soul who finally awakened. They knew there would be consequences. There would be judgment, silence, distance. But they didn't care anymore because the weight of hiding was heavier than the fear of losing. They were ready to come find you to tell you everything. Their love, their pain, their war. They were coming not to explain, but to choose. They finally chose you. And in the spirit I saw them walking, with their heart in their hands, trembling, bruised but real. They would come to you, maybe not with grand words, but with eyes that said, "I'm sorry and I'm yours." They would kneel if they had to. They would fight if they had to, because in that moment, they realized you were worth it all. And heaven agrees, because not all love stories are easy, but the ones built on truth are sacred, and yours is sacred. You have been patient, so patient it broke you. Sometimes you have waited with tears, with hope, with silence and whispered prayers at night. But now the heavens are moving because truth has a way of breaking through even when people try to hide it. Even when families disapprove. When it's divine, it will rise, and your love is divine. The confrontation was the beginning, not the end. The breaking was necessary for the light to pour in. They saw their truth and they spoke it out loud finally, and that was the first miracle. But more are coming. Reunion, healing, restoration, all of it. Because this love refuses to die even when buried. It grows, even when denied. It waits, and now it's time. Time for you to see with your own eyes the one who once ran. Now walks toward you with truth in their mouth, and forever in their hands. Do not fear their pain, for it shaped them. Do not doubt their love, for it burned through walls. They are not the same person they were before. They are softer, wiser, more sure, because losing you would have been the greatest loss they've ever known. And now they've tasted that fear, and they're not willing to live with it again. So they rise, they choose, they return, and when they do receive them, not with suspicion, but with the same softness you once gave freely, the kind of love that makes even heaven weep. They are yours, not just because you loved them, but because they saw it, they felt it, they needed it, and now they're ready to give it too fully, openly, bravely. You were always the lighthouse in their storm, and now they've found their way back to your shore. The fight, the room, the confrontation, all of it was necessary to strip away the last mask. Now the truth stands bare, unapologetic. They love you in a way that no one else ever will, and soon you will hear it from their lips, feel it in their touch, because love like this cannot be silenced forever. Truth like this cannot stay hidden. It rises, it burns, it wins, and this love has already won. Now wait and see. They're on their way. You don't have to chase or beg or force anything. You've already done enough. Now let heaven do the rest, because a heart that chooses you after the storm is a heart that will never leave again. They were broken, but now they're blooming, and they will come with petals of truth and roots of devotion. You are not just a chapter, you are the whole story, so breathe, beloved. Your moment is arriving, and this time it stays. She accused you of changing them, of corrupting their decisions, but your person stood strong because love is a force even blood ties can't control. It wasn't easy. Tears were shed. A threat was made that if they don't tell you the truth themselves, someone else in the family will. They are something more than what they showed you. What they feel is more than they ever expressed. And now they are at a crossroads where the only choice is to speak or lose you forever. Type Amen to get home. Blessing 7:17. The family holds something over them, a secret, a past sin or a mistake. They've used it as a leash to pull them back whenever they tried to walk toward freedom. This is why your person always seemed nervous, torn, conflicted. They have lived with chains around their heart while pretending everything was fine. But today those chains rattled, one broke. They cried alone. After the fight, hands covering their face, they whispered your name like it was the only truth they could hold. Their heart broke not because of the confrontation, but because they realized they had kept too much from you. You deserve to know what they've hidden. You deserve to know who they really are, the version they show to the world and the version they keep buried. You deserve truth, not fragments, not silence. They sat in their room after the fight, looking at their phone. Your last message. Still open. They didn't reply because they didn't know how. How do you explain years of pretending, months of avoiding, a lifetime of fear? How do you tell someone you love them so deeply, you'd rather hurt alone than risk losing them with the truth? But they know now the silence is hurting you. The distance is damaging what's sacred. So they are preparing to speak, maybe not in one perfect sentence, maybe not with a grand speech, but with trembling words and honest eyes. They will tell you because they've reached the edge of their pretending, and their heart won't survive another moment without truth. The family knows what you mean to them. That's why they're trying so hard to keep you apart. Not because you're wrong, but because you're powerful. You bring light, and with that light comes truth. And truth scares people who are hiding things. This is not just about love. This is about freedom, about a soul breaking through a cage of fear, to reach for the only thing that feels real. Your person is not weak. They have been carrying a weight you could never imagine, and still their love for you survived. Still, they look at your name like a lifeline. They have whispered prayers they never told anyone. prayers for courage, prayers for you. They have dreamed of you more times than they'll admit dreams, where you held their hand and told them, "It's okay, just be honest, just be you." They need to hear that again, because the pressure from their bloodline is suffocating. They have lived years in a house where silence was safer than truth, but they want something different. Now they want to build, not just survive, and they want to build it with you. They are ready to speak, to tell you what you always sensed, but never pushed to confirm, because you knew their silence wasn't rejection. It was fear, it was protection, it was trauma, but now it must become truth. They can't carry this alone anymore. They need you to hear them and see them. Not the version they showed, but the one they kept hidden. The real one, the one who loved you from the very start. They are ready to look you in the eyes and say, "I should have told you sooner, but I'm telling you now, you are the one they've held back for so long because they thought if you saw their truth, you'd leave." But they're done assuming, done hiding, done running. They will speak, even if their voice shakes, because silence is no longer an option. Not when the cost is losing you. The family may not accept it, but love is not a vote. Love is a choice, and they are choosing you. They are choosing truth. They are choosing freedom. They are choosing peace. They have cried in secret at night, in the shower, in their car, thinking about you, missing you, feeling the distance, but too scared to fix it. Not because they didn't care, but because they cared too much. And now they will not allow fear to win. You have waited, you have wondered. But soon you will know they will come to you with honesty, even if it hurts, because pain from truth is better than regret from silence. They will tell you about the threats, about the guilt, about the expectations. They will tell you what the family held over them, and how long they've felt like a puppet in a show they never wanted to perform in. But they will also tell you how your love gave them strength, how your patience gave them courage, how your light showed them there was more. They know you're tired. They know your heart has cracks in it from waiting too long, but they pray those cracks will be big enough for light to pour through again. They will apologize not with excuses, but with truth. They will ask not for a second chance, but for a real one. A first real chance with no masks, no secrets, no fear. You may doubt, you may hesitate, but listen to the tone in their voice. Listen to the way they say your name. This time it will sound different, because this time they are free, and that changes everything. They are not coming to you as someone owned by others. They are coming as someone who owns their heart, and they're placing it in your hands, shaking, beating honest. They are not perfect, but they are real and they are yours. The fight may have shaken the walls, but it also cleared the fog. And now they see what matters most. It's you, it's always been you. The family may never understand, but it's not their story. It's yours and your person's, a story of love and healing and truth. And now that truth is ready to be spoken. You will hear it soon in their voice, in their presence, in their touch. They will tell you, you are not a mistake. You are a miracle. They will tell you, they're sorry for all the silence, all the confusion, all the delay. They will tell you, you were never the problem. Fear was, and they are done letting fear drive their life. They are choosing love now, and they are choosing you. They cried alone, but they won't cry alone again. They will cry with you in your arms, and healing will begin. Because when truth and love finally meet, miracles happen. This is your miracle, and it's on its way. Stay open, stay soft. What they have to say may hurt, but it will also heal because it will be real. And that's the only thing that can build something strong. Love built on truth does not fall. It endures, it anchors, it grows. This is the love you've been waiting for, and it's finally ready to bloom. You deserve the clarity that has been clouded by other people's opinions and control. Type amen to get blessing. 5555. Your person has always felt watched, judged, and misunderstood. Even when they smiled with you, there was a part of them always looking over their shoulder, fearing the backlash. That backlash finally came. Someone in the family even threatened to expose something. Something your person told them in confidence long ago, but your person, though shaken, didn't let fear win. Instead, they made a silent vow that no matter what their family says or does, from this point on, they will tell you the truth. Before it's too late. They're not just fighting for love. They're fighting for spiritual freedom type. Amen. To get blessing, 838. What they're going to tell you will shift everything. It's not just about I love you. It's deeper than that. It's about who they are in ways they've never dared to show. They might tell you about their spiritual gift, or a past they've hidden, or a truth about their status identity, or life that explains every strange moment between you two. They may confess why they acted distant or why their family never truly welcomed you. They may reveal why they kept parts of themselves hidden, because it wasn't about you. It was about shame, about fear, about legacy. Your person was raised to believe that truth was dangerous, that being different would cost them everything. So they became silent. They became polite. They smiled, they obeyed. But inside, they were screaming, and only you, only your presence quieted that storm. They saw God in you. They saw safety in your eyes, when everything around them felt like a trap. But fear is loud, and it kept them from speaking. Until now, the family's threats only confirmed what they already knew. They can't live a lie forever. They can't keep pretending they're someone they're not, because it's killing their spirit, and your love is the only thing that made them feel alive. They are preparing to say things they've never said to anyone. They are preparing to bring their whole self into the light, not just the part that's been approved, but the parts that have been silenced, rejected, mocked, shamed. They are going to tell you about a spiritual calling they once ignored because they were afraid of being called strange or weak. They are going to tell you about a moment when they almost gave up and how one memory of you kept them breathing. They are going to tell you about the pressure of living two lives and how your love brought them back to the truth. They might tell you they hear things, feel things, know things before they happen, and it scared them. They might tell you that people called them crazy or dramatic or rebellious. But in your love, they found something holy, and now they can't deny it anymore. They will tell you they were always afraid you'd leave if you knew everything. But they've realized keeping you in the dark hurts more. They want you to know everything, even the parts they once hated about themselves. Because you are not just a lover, you are a sanctuary, and they are tired of hiding from home. This truth may make you cry. It may shock you, but it will also make everything finally make sense. The hot and cold, the silent stares, the moments they disappeared. Then came back the way they looked at you like you were the answer to a question they were afraid to ask. This is not just a relationship. This is a spiritual connection, and the enemy has been trying to break it through fear, through family, through silence. But light always wins, truth always rises, and love, when it is real, always returns. Your person is returning not just to you but to themselves, and they want you to witness it, to hold space for the most vulnerable, honest, and raw version of who they are. They may confess they didn't believe in love until you. They may admit they almost chose a life without you just to keep the peace. But peace without you felt like a lie, and they are done living lies. They are going to come with tears in their eyes, but fire in their heart, because this time they are not running away. This time they are standing firm for you, for themselves, for the connection that changed everything. They know you've been patient. They know you've cried over them. They know you've questioned why they seemed so near yet so far. But they were battling things you couldn't see. Fears, expectations, secrets, spiritual chains. But chains are breaking now because the truth cannot stay hidden. They are choosing you openly, fully, boldly, not just in whispers but in declarations. They may call, they may show up, they may write a message that starts with, "I need to tell you something," and ends with, "I should have told you long ago, but I was afraid you'd leave, and I never wanted to lose you." They will tell you how much you mean to them, and they've watched your patience, felt your energy, heard your prayers. Even from a distance, you've been with them more than you know, in their mind, in their dreams, in their moments of weakness. And now they are walking back, not because they're perfect, but because they are real and finally ready to stop pretending. They may ask if you still want them after everything, and you will have the choice to love again, not just from feeling, but from knowing the full story, knowing the cost in D. If you choose them, you will not regret it, because this version of them is the version that can finally love you the way you've always deserved. Your love was a seed planted in rocky soil, but it grew anyway through storms, through silence, through fear, and now it is blooming. This truth, this moment, this confession is part of your story, and it is beautiful. Not because it was easy, but because it was real. You are about to hear what your soul has always sensed. They loved you deeply, secretly, bravely, and now openly, because some love takes time. Some souls need battles to remember their strength. Your person remembers now, and they are ready to speak, to show you who they are and who they want to be with you. So when the call comes, when the message arrives, when the knock hits your door, listen. Look into their eyes, you will see it. Truth, regret, and hope. And above all, love. And you will know this was always meant to be. And heaven is not done with your story yet. Type Amen if your heart is ready to receive this truth, to heal, to love, and to begin again. You'll finally understand why they disappeared sometimes, why they acted distant when their eyes said the opposite, why they've looked at you like you're their home but stayed standing outside. The truth will hurt, but it will also heal. Type Amen to get blessing. 999. They've been in love with you while being chained to a family that wants to control their destiny, a family that doesn't want them to grow, doesn't want them to align with divine plans that include you. Your person has tried to be strong. They've failed at times, but now the silence is deafening and the pain is becoming unbearable. They're ready to lose family members if it means not losing you. That's how serious it's become. That's how real your presence is in their life. Type Amen to get blessing. 1212. Someone younger in the family even sided with them. Maybe a sibling or cousin who said they truly love this person. Let them go. That support gave your person strength, but it wasn't enough to stop the judgment. One woman in particular has been poisoning the situation for years, manipulating opinions, spreading doubt, fueling resentment. This woman sees your connection as a threat to her control, but Archangel Michael says she will not win, because truth, when spoken with divine intention, slices through every lie. Type Amen to get blessing. 222. Your person has already written the message to you. A letter, a voice note, a confession waiting in the drafts of their phone. They keep rewriting it, deleting it, crying while holding the screen. They want to tell you they are yours, not just by emotion, but by divine order. They've tried to walk other paths, but they lead back to you. They are no longer scared of losing the family's approval. What frightens them now is the thought of never being fully seen by you. The one they were born to find. They are coming, and they will say it. Type Amen to get blessing. 411. They are going to tell you everything, that they are spiritually connected to you, that they were warned about you in dreams. But the warning turned into a revelation of purpose. They'll say they are willing to leave what doesn't serve love, that they are tired of hiding who they are, that loving you is the only place where their soul feels alive. They've fought for you in silence. Now they're ready to fight for you in truth. Type Amen to get blessing. 616. If you've been seeing signs, dreams, names, numbers, strange messages, know this. It's your person's soul calling out to yours. They've been thinking of you every hour since the fight. Their family is watching them now, waiting for their next move. And that move will be toward you in secret. They are planning the meeting, the message, the reveal. You may feel like something is building inside you. That's because it is their truth. is on its way to collide with your heart. Type Amen. To get blessing. 7. Someone else in the family may try to warn you. They may send a message pretending to protect you, but it's fear disguised as care. Ignore it, trust your knowing. The real message will come from your person. It may be sudden, it may be emotional, but it will come, and it will sound like home. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear the turbulence before the truth. It's a storm that clears the air for new life." Type Amen. To get blessing. 244. When they speak, don't interrupt. Let their voice tremble. Let the tears come. Let them apologize not just for what they did, but for what they didn't have the courage to do until now. They are going to confess that their family tried to break their love for you, that they were told to ghost you, block you, deny you, but their heart never obeyed even in the distance, even in silence. Their soul was whispering your name. This was never just a relationship. It was a prophecy unfolding. Type Amen to get blessing. 939. They are telling you the truth. Soon they have no choice now. Every path around it is crumbling. Every lie they once used to protect the family's wishes is now burning away. It's their time to rise. Their time to love you without guilt. Their time to become the version of themselves they see reflected in your eyes. Prepare yourself. Don't run from what you feel. Don't let anger block the blessing. This is real. Type Amen. To get blessing. 515. They may say something like, "I didn't just fall in love with you, I woke up because of you." And you'll feel it in your spine, in your breath. You were meant to hear their truth. This season, everything has aligned to break the silence and bring love forward. What happens next depends on how open your heart remains. You've waited long for this, they've bled long for this, and now it's finally here. Type Amen to get blessing. 11 on Vevan. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to 20. They are not the same person they were when they first met you. Back then, they were tangled in loyalty to a family that never allowed them to be free. But now they have cracked open, raw, real, and ready to face you with the fullness of their spirit. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It was forged in pain, in isolation, in prayers made under breath, behind closed doors. Every fight they had with their family sharpened their clarity. They no longer want to live half-truths. Even their body is responding. Sleepless nights, heart palpitations, intense dreams. It's the pressure of spiritual birth. You are the one they're birthing toward. Type Amen to get blessing. 1221. There's something they've always wanted to say, but the words never formed right. "I am not what they say I am" is the root of it. The family labeled them, judged them, boxed them, but your presence makes them feel limitless. They have always seen you as light, even in silence. They watched you from the shadows, admiring your resilience, your glow. They long to reach for you, but hands tied by blood can feel like shackles. Now they are breaking free, because your love gives them courage that nothing else ever has. Type Amen to get that blessing. 818. This is not just about them coming to tell you who they are. This is about healing deep ancestral trauma. You are the one chosen to love them, beyond what family has permitted. Archangel Michael says this battle was meant to happen. It is divine fire purifying the connection between you two. Falsehood must be burned for truth to rise. They may appear suddenly at your door, in your inbox, through a friend. Don't reject them on first sight. Listen. Type Amen to get blessing. 303. Their voice might tremble. They may pause mid-sentence. Their tears may fall. But what they will say next will shake the ground beneath your life. They will admit they lied about why they distanced that. It was never because of you. It was always about keeping peace with people who didn't want to see them happy. But now they want peace with you more than anyone else. They are tired of living double lives. Type Amen. To get blessing. 144. There was a moment just days ago where they almost left everything behind and came to find you, but someone in their family threatened them a financial control, a reputation damage, a dark secret. Still, their soul didn't waver. They knew the time was nearing and it's unstoppable. They are ready to risk it all. Type Amen to get blessing. 1. You are their sacred mirror. And when they look at you, they remember who they are, beyond fear, beyond guilt, beyond family obligations. You have been their silent healer. They know you've been waiting. They know you've cried, begged for answers, begged for peace, and now they want to deliver it. The message might come at an unexpected hour in a soft voice, but it will carry the force of destiny behind it. Type Amen to get blessing. 606. They'll tell you the family wanted to marry them off to someone else, or wanted them to commit to a life plan that excluded you, that everything they told you before the delays, the confusions was part of a scheme to separate you, but love cannot be undone by lies. Love returns, and now it is returning. In truth, they're going to say, I chose you in my soul, even when my body couldn't follow. And this time their body will follow too. Type Amen to get blessing. 343. This love will shake everything around you. Friends may doubt, family may question, but the peace in your heart will roar louder than any outside noise. Prepare your space. Make room. They are stepping in not as the confused person you once knew, but as the version of them that only your love made possible. Let this reunion be sacred. Let it be soft. Archangel Michael says, this is not just reconciliation, it's resurrection. Type Amen to get down blessing. 2002. They will tell you they've prayed for your safety, that they've asked the universe to protect you from the fallout of their chaos. They never wanted to drag you into their family mess. But now they realize you were sent into that mess to bring healing. Your presence was not an accident, it was a divine assignment. And now that the veil is lifted, everything makes sense. They are ready to walk in light with you beside them. Type Amen to get blessing. 6. They will admit something deeper that they always knew. This love wasn't ordinary, that from the moment they saw you, time slowed, that even when they denied it to everyone else, their soul was screaming. Your name in silence, this confession will feel like the world stopped spinning. Every doubt, every question, every ache will suddenly dissolve. Because truth does that. It melts what's frozen, it awakens what's asleep. Type Amen to get blessing. 1616. They may ask for a second chance, not just to love you, but to honor you, to finally be the person they couldn't be before. And you'll see it in their eyes, they mean it. They've fought through storms to reach this moment, and every bruise, every scar was worth it, just to speak these words to you. Hold space for their healing, hold space for their truth, because what's coming next is sacred. Type Amen to get blessing. 505. Their family may try one more time, a final pull, a dramatic message. But it won't work, because this time your person isn't just following emotion. They are following divine instruction. You were written in their life story before they were even born. That's why they've never been able to forget you. That's why the universe kept pulling you two back again and again. Type Amen to get blessing. 212. This truth will also liberate you. The unanswered questions will no longer haunt you at night. The confusion will finally end because you'll understand everything. Their absence, their hesitations, their silence. It was all a war. They were fighting internally. Now they're choosing peace with you. Over peace with others, they are choosing divine truth over family loyalty. Type Amen to get blessing. 424. And you, beloved soul, are about to feel the kind of love that comes after the fire. Not before, not during, but after. When everything false is burned away, and only Real love remains standing. Prepare your heart. The truth is on its way. You are the storm and the calm. the reason and the revelation, and soon you'll be their home again. Type Amen to get blessing. 90 and 999. They are practicing what to say to you. Even now, I know in their mind. They keep playing the moment how they'll look at you, how their voice will sound, how their hands might shake. They are scared, but they are ready. They are not coming with just words. They are bringing action, evidence, real decisions, the kind that say, I'm not just here for a moment, I'm here for everything. They may not look perfect. Their life may still have chaos, but their love, it will be the clearest thing you've ever felt. Type Amen to get Kian blessing. 5353. Don't be surprised if they cry. Don't be surprised if they say, I was a coward. Because that's what they feel, they know. They let others silence them. And they carry shame for it. But this time they are breaking through shame. They are not here to defend themselves. They're here to admit and heal what they need from you. Now is not judgment, it's presence. Your presence is power, your calm is salvation. They are walking toward you with open wounds and sacred truth. Type Amen to get blessing. 2233. You'll feel it before they speak. Attention in the air, a shift in your spirit. That's how close they are. And when they finally do speak, the first words may not be perfect. They might say your name and then pause because the weight of everything they've carried for so long is heavy. But they will continue. Because this time love is louder than fear. Type Amen to get a blessing. 1919. They'll tell you how their family didn't want them to change, how you were a mirror, showing them the person they could be, the person their family tried to bury. They'll say, how you made them feel free even when they were trapped, how your energy gave them strength to keep going. They'll tell you they stayed awake for hours, imagining what your reaction would be. They were scared, you'd be angry, scared. You moved on, but they knew they had to try. They would rather risk rejection than live one more day in regret. Type Amen to get blessings. 707. They'll admit that behind the silence they were still watching you, not in a creepy way, but in reverence, watching how you lived a so. Oh, you rose how? You smiled. Your light was their medicine, and now they're coming to stand beside it. Not in shame, but in love, they'll say, I was never away from you, only blocked by fear. Type Amen to get blessing. 2020. They may kneel, they may hold your hand, they may ask for one more chance to love you in public, to honor you in truth, because this time it's not about fantasy, it's about foundation. Their family may never understand, but that's not your battle anymore. The only thing that matters now is what you both choose together, and everything else will fade. Type Amen to get blessing. 1122. You'll notice how different they are. Their eyes will have clarity, their words will land like music, their touch will feel like a reunion. It won't feel forced, it won't feel fake. It will feel divine. They have faced their shadows and are walking toward you as a whole soul, still healing, still growing, but honest. This is the love you always felt was hiding behind the silence. Now it is coming alive. Type Amen to get blessing. 3030. The family may watch from afar. They may try to guilt them again, but this time your person will stand tall, because nothing tastes as sweet as truth, once it's spoken, and once they say it to you fully, fearlessly. There will be no going back. You'll both step into a new chapter written by your own choices. Not their rules, not their timelines. Yours. Type Amen to get blessing. 3773. Archangel. Michael says, every storm has brought you to this reunion. Every sleepless night was a divine countdown. You are not imagining this moment. It's real, it's sacred, it's yours. So when they come, open the door, not just the physical one, but the door of your spirit, because this love deserves to breathe, and soon it will forever, ever.